thank you for coming back, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Building on the foundation, our next session brings together a powerhouse of ministers and international organization leaders, as well as business leaders, to this session. May I first invite our distinguished guests to the podium. First, His Excellency Moncadi Manu, Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, Secretary, Your Excellency, please. And then His Excellency Qazi Ahmed Sheikh, Minister of Investment of Pakistan, Your Excellency, please come to the podium. Then we have His Excellency Sarah Pavo, Minister of Environment Protection of Serbia. Your Excellency, welcome to the podium. His Excellency Khaled Al-Hilawi, Director General of the Syrian Investment Authority, Ministerial Official. Please come to the podium. Then His Excellency Sarah Al-Kata Meng, Secretary General, Minister of Investment of Jordan, Your Excellency. And we have His Excellency Yusuf Zolda Farouk, First Deputy Chairman of the State Committee of Investment and the State Property Management of the Republic of Tajikistan. And the last but not least, we have the leaders of the business world, Dr. Olga Beeman, member of the ICC Global Executive Board and Vice President of ICC Germany. I think we just missed His Excellency Minister of Pakistan. And someone from him, I think, was just outside. We have first invite the President of WIPA, Mr. Mohammed Mullah Yaqub, Acting Director General and Kuwait Direct Investment Promotion Authority, to give his opening remarks. Mohammed, you have the floor. Is Mohammed here? Now, given the time constraint, allow me to have the honor to invite His Excellency Moncadi Manu, Secretary General of the African Continental Free Trade Area, to give his keynote speech. Excellency, number 4.
Thank you very much, Dr. James Jean. Let me start by acknowledging and appreciating the hospitality of the government of Sharjah for convening us here today. I also want to congratulate Mr. El Sahin, CEO and Executive Director of WIPA, for convening us here today in this very important event. We meet at a time when investing in an age of profound global transition presents challenges, as we heard in the earlier segment. This era is defined by geopolitical realignment, rapid technological change, and the urgent imperative of sustainability. In the face of this uncertainty, our continent of Africa continues to move forward, navigating a pathway to sustainability. The African Continental Free Trade Area, a trade and investment agreement that will be ratified by 50 countries in Africa offers us a pathway out of this current crisis and challenge. It enables us as a continent to adapt to the global shifts that I've mentioned, to harness digital and green technologies and attract sustainable investment. By creating a single continental market for goods and services, the AFCFTA is defining Africa and is defining how Africa should engage with the global community, particularly in terms of establishing global value chains. The successful implementation of the AFCFTA requires addressing specific key challenges, including the establishment of a positive investment climate through implementation of rules. The Protocol on Investment, a legally binding instrument under the AFCFTA, establishes a transparent, balanced, and predictable framework to promote, facilitate, protect, and expand investments across the African continent, particularly investments that advance sustainable development. As we navigate these shifting global dynamics, Africa's investment strategies must also adapt. This adaptation is anchored on the core principle of market certainty, predictability of the investment climate. This should not just be an aspiration, it is actually how the continent positions itself in this rapidly evolving investment climate. We're also focusing on green industrialization and green trade and creating opportunities that will enable a continued rapid industrialization of our continent, whilst at the same time adhering to our environmental inheritance. In this regard, the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative, which is anchored within the AFCFTA framework, seeks to leverage Africa's vast resources and continental market to secure climate competitiveness. We are working through the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative to identify opportunities in green energy, in downstream products, in renewable energy, as well as the value addition of critical minerals to continue to power the industrial development of our continent. To underscore the commitment of our leaders and our private sector, under the leadership of the President of Kenya, His Excellency President Ruto, on the margins of the Africa Climate Summit, African financial institutions collectively committed to unlock $100 billion in large-scale industrial investments in a range of areas, including the processing of critical minerals, as well as industrial activity. By promoting investments that support regional climate mitigation and adaptation programs, and encouraging the use of special purpose vehicles such as the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative to boost private sector participation, to create investment opportunities, we aim to close the critical financing gap that has existed for many decades. Africa's annual infrastructure deficit is estimated by the African Development Bank to be well over $170 billion annually. Whilst this gap, on the face of it, is a challenge, it also presents very unique investment opportunities, particularly in climate-sensitive infrastructure and infrastructure that supports trade. This matters because deploying blended finance, special purpose vehicles, and domestic institutional capital to to crowd in private investors is central to converting financing needs into bankable projects that will deliver jobs and that will enable us to mitigate the climate change crisis. Let me conclude by noting that as you would have witnessed the signing of the MOU between ourselves, the AFCFTA Secretariat and WIPA, formalizing our shared commitment to strengthening the investment climate, we hope that through this conference and the MOU, we will be able to jointly mobilize investments into Africa, create awareness about investment opportunities, particularly through the Africa Green Industrialization Initiative, and partner with national and regional investment promotion agencies in Africa. Once again, I want to thank you very much for the invitation, and I wish all of us very good deliberations over the next 2 days. Thank you.